Welcome all of you again this international workshop on research data analysis using SPSS. Today we are going to see descriptive statistics and analysis. In this session, we are going to see how to enter the data and how to modify the data and how do you find the descriptive statistical topics and frequency table, and finally we will see graph. Now I'm going to share my screen. This is the SPSS environment. When we started SPS, when you started SPSS, you may be represented with this dialog box. Sometimes, according to the configuration or according to the system manager or administrator desires or version of your program, the dialog box may not be open. So now just I click type in data. Go to OK. Now you have this data window. In this data window, 1 minute. This is the SPSS environment. This is a data window. This screen, what's shown by me is called the data window. In this data window, just we look at the corner of your left-hand side. At the bottom, we will have two buttons. First one is the data view. Second one is the variable view. Here we enter our data. Here we can create our variable. In this data view, the row appears what are the variables. What are the variables we have? This row said what are the variable name of numbers or what are all the properties it is have. So one of the keys to success with SPSS is knowing how it store and uses your data. That is very important. Any information that can vary among the participants is a variable that need to be considered. So now, just we define the variable. Now I go to the variable session. Here we have name, type, width, decimal, label, values, listing columns, align meshes, and so on. Whenever we start with a variable, begin with the letter. Don't go with numerical number or any special type or any special cases. Suppose you fix Q7, is it acceptable? But 7Q is not acceptable. At the same time, star Q7 is not acceptable. Q star 7 is also not acceptable. Only the variable name starts with the alphabets. It may be capital or small. That is not a matter. So now, to define a variable, click on this variable view at the bottom of the main screen. Now, I go and create one variable that is ID. That is the ID number. ID number. When we fix ID number is numeric, so just I retain this type as numeric. We fix the width. ID code number may not go with beyond 8 or 10, so just I fix it 5. There is no decimal. This is 0. Label I record number or ID number. Values, there is no value because each and every number we should type. So just we leave it, and missing column is also leave, and fixed column is the default column is 8, and alignment is right to left, and the measurement is unknown. Next, I fix day. Day is not numeric, but when I fix this numeric, you can fix this numeric. Suppose you want to day with the date, you can click this date. Otherwise, you can leave, but there is no decimal, and with this 8, it's okay. Next here, day of class. Value, just I give the value 1 for Monday. Just add, and 2 for Tuesday. Just add, and 3, I think that Wednesday. So likewise, you can give your Facebook number. Add again 4 Thursday. Just add 4, 5 is Friday. So now you give certain number to the days, but that number does not reflect any value on Monday, Tuesday, just that is a representation. Okay, so our measurement is nominal. Here we have 3 different measurements. One is scale, another one is ordinal, and another one is nominal. Scale, in the sense we get a only numeric value. Ordinal, in the sense we represent some number with some variable, but the number just gives some meaning to the variable, just give some weightage to that variable. That time you can use ordinal. Otherwise, we can use this nominal. Role is input. Okay. Next one is time. Which time he enter or he leave. Now there is no. Suppose you want to fix the time in terms of minutes also, you can put it as well. Otherwise, just leave this. Now I give the time as time of class. So which time? Number 1, 9 o'clock. Otherwise, first hour. Or a first session. Number 2, second session. Number 3, third session. Now variable 1, 2, 3. This is nominal. Now I fix this is morning, and this is grade, and this is work. Here label is morning. Then grade, there is no grade. Just I don't want any grade is given. Next work. Do you want to work or do you work on that time? Here this is time is 1 for first session. 2 for second. Here also nominal, and we give morning, either morning or evening you want to prefer. Suppose 1 for S, 2 for B. So just I fix my label is, do you want come to school at morning? Okay. Here again we use nominal. Your grade is numeric. For the scale, there is no value. Again work. Here do you want to work? Yes or no? One, yes, add 2. So likewise, you can create the variable in this variable view. Now, come to the data view. Now see that. This is the value labels. This is the label, and now we are getting the value of the particular variables. These are the properties of the variable particular variables. Now ID is photo 7, 5, 6, and 8, 9. Okay, the day is 1 for a Monday and Tuesday, 1, 2, 5, 3, and 2. Time is either morning in first session or second session or third session. So again I fix time. I have 2 options, first session and second session. So I can give 1, 2, 2, 1. Do you want to come to college at morning? We have again 2 values. That is 1 for yes and 2 for no. So again we have 1, 2, 1. Now go to the grade. Just you can give any number, 85, 90, 57, 89, and 97. Next, do you work? We have two diagrams variable, that is yes or no. So check. Here with fix 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. So now we create our variable as our desire and enter the data. Now just I want to see which value I give. Here this is the representation, 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday. So at that time just we go view and value labels. See that here 1, 2, so 1 for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, 5 for Friday. Just we check you enter the correct option or not. Okay. Again go to view and just enable this one. So again we get the representing number. So now I want to manipulate anything, that is just I want to find option, just I want to find sum. Okay. Continue. I have to get a sum and grade. Okay. See that the ID number, minimum number which is presented in ID 78 and maximum number is this one, and day of calling, day of classes 5, minimum 1 and maximum 5, sum is 13 and mean is 2. Grade 57 is a minimum, 97 is maximum, and sum of the grade is 418 and mean of the grade is 83.6, and standard deviation of the grade those who get by the students by 15.4848. So likewise, you can perform descriptive statistics for any set of data. For example, suppose you want to get the existing file, go to open and go to this folder drive. Folder. So now I get on data from my existing folder. So when we take your data from existing folder, just we go to the open a data document and go to your specific path. Just open it and go to your drive. My drive is here. And then I go to my folder. Again, go to this particular folder. Just we open the existing data. Now, here I have the serial number, gender, age, job, experience, and environment perception, and attitude towards that job, organizational behavior, and job satisfaction, staying intention, and overall job description. These are all the labels. So now this variable gives the total of your environmental perceptions for particular interview, particular participants. So now here, just see, look at that. That is a serial number, it is numeric, and here we fix the nominal. You can fix, this is the scale also, but here fixed nominal, and here gender 1 and 2. 1 represents male and 2 represents the one. Now here this is ordinal. Why he fixed this is ordinal means, now go to this value. 1 is for strongly defend and defense and no, and it gives no tension and very strong resistance. So this 1 is not reflected. The 1 carries the value of the satisfaction strongly. So these values source or get these variables meaningfully. So at that time we fix this measure as an ordinal. So now using this data we are going to find the frequencies. Now I fix the gender, age group, nature of job, experience in the year, final, environmental, attitude towards an organization and job satisfaction, staying intention, level of job. Now I want to get any statistical things. Suppose I want to take a standard deviation and variance, sum, see that. Just we neglect the serial number here. So last descriptive, you can see. Again, we are going to perform this. So there is no missing value. The mean is for gender, mean value is 1.48. Age group in the year, median. So these are all the environmental perception. We have mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variation, and sum. What is the job satisfaction? How many of them get job satisfaction? What is the highest value? And staying intention and overall job description, and so on. This is a frequency, and this is a frequency table. Each and every variable have different frequencies. Age group up to 30, how many are present? 31 to 40, how many persons are here? 41 to 50, how many persons are here? And so on. This is the nature of job. How many of them like full-time and how many of them like part-time? What are the total? And this is the experience. Up to 5 or 6 to 15 and 16 to 25 years, how many of them get an experience? And about 25 years, how many of them get an experience? That is 59 and total is 400. Likewise, you can get the frequency table. So level of job satisfaction, 1 or 2. So very low level, and high level is also there, and moderate is 196. And total is, this is a level of job description level. Okay. So likewise, you can find the descriptive statistics. Suppose when you enter the data, you are miss some data. Now we are miss gender and the third person's gender and third person's age. Okay, third person's gender and third person's age. Now go to the descriptive frequency. Your age is there. And now go to see this. Under the gender, we missing one value. Again, age group in here, we missing one. Okay. So we are purposely missing. But in SPSS, the window or the OS doesn't take this as a missing one. This is on a character. So they filled missing is one. Okay, so this is one missing value shown in your frequencies. This is the frequency table. Suppose you want to save your output, you can save. Suppose you want to save your output, normally go and save. The extension of the SPSS file is .spb. .spb. Sometimes it's WSB. So S.spb. So you can get your correct path and save it. Suppose I take folder F and books. So likewise, you can save your output of your data. You can modify your data and you can change your data. Suppose I want to give some other number for this scaling. This is nothing but scaling or scale satisfaction and so on. We have 3 scaling, 5 scaling and 9 scaling. 5 scaling is used for many research purpose. It's a standard scaling. Somebody said it's a scaling. One scales certain things, 2 scales certain things, and 3 scales neutral and so on. Suppose I want to give 5 and 6. 5 represents full time and 2 represents part time, in the sense just we click and remove it. So now we fix 5 is full time. And add. Again, we remove whatever you want. Okay. So if you want to change this value labels and go to the data view and change all the values 1, 2 for the job variable. Okay. Now again fix the same 1 for, and I want to remove it. Suppose you want to change, you can change anything. Suppose you want to check your spelling, you can go and click this option. Okay. Suppose you want to change the variable name, you can change it. Your variable name only displayed in your output. Your variable name only displayed on your output. So you can give very effective and attractive name as a label. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Up to that, you have any doubt, please ask me. take it as a take your silence as a grant to proceed in the next thing. I'm going to frequency distribution. Yeah, yes, Shakar sir, raise your hand. Yeah, yes, sir. Width in the sense how long, how many numbers you contain this serial number. Suppose I take a 1, 2, 3, some of the digits places of digits. How many places you want? Do you have any doubt? Put in the chat box, sir. Do you clear, sir? Circle, sir, do you clear? Yeah, yes. About width. Here I fix 8 in the sense you can use 8-digit places. You can reduce or increase. Now the serial number gets 1 or up to 2-digit only. So you can reduce it. That is a width. This is decimal. When we use the decimal point, you can increase your decimal places. Otherwise, you can retain the 0. Okay. Next, frequency distribution and percentile ranks for a single variable. First, I want to say the difference between percentage and percentile. Percentage in the sense, suppose I take 75 mark, okay, in particular subject. That is my percentage in particular subject. Suppose I scored 496 out of 600. Suppose I scored 450 out of 600. Now, what is my percentage? 450 divided by 600 into 100. So 75%. My total percentage is 75. When I go to calculate the percentile, number of students appeared in that examination is 500. Let us assume that is 500. Number of students passed in the particular examinations is 400. Number of students, those who have got less percentage than me, that is 75%, that is 100. Okay, so our percentage is 100 divided by those who written the examination into 100. So this is the difference between the percentage and percentile. Percentage in the sense my self percentage. Percentile in the sense what all the persons included in that event, that persons got less mark than me. So scale of the percentile is my percentage, that is 75. So when I want to calculate the percentile, those who are got low level mark than me. So that is the percentile. So now we are going to perform some more statistical things. Now frequency distribution. Frequency command is useful for describing samples where the mean is not useful. Where we mean it is not useful when we comes under nominal and ordinal, because nominal is also some representation. Ordinals is also some representation. So here mean is meaningless. Now I show so many nominal and ordinal variables. This is for the sample. But when we go with the research, we don't take this nominal and ordinal variable for finding mean. Only we find the scales variable for that. So when we have a mean is not meaningful, we go with frequency command. So it is also useful as a method getting the feel for your data. It provides more information than just a mean and standard deviation, and can be useful in determining skew, identifying outlier. All of you know what is skew and how do you find the outlier of skew. According to the skew, you can name it as. So special feature of command is its ability to determine percentile ranks. Percentile ranks in the sense already I told which value we fixed. Now we have so many percentage. There is a desired percentage, cumulative percentage, and meaningful percentage, and so many different kind of percentage we have. But a cumulative percentage and a percentiles are valid only for data that are measured on at least on ordinal scale, because the output contains one line for each value of the variable. This command works best on variable with a relatively small number of values. Now I go to find the percentile. So creating frequency distribution. Now I take one data set from C drive. So go to that and go to C drive. Or C drive and program files. And go to IBM. This is IBM and SPSS. Statistics 20, and some of you have 24. If you feed IBM SPSS recently, your folder subfolder name is 24. But I have a old version, so only I got 20. And go to samples, go to English, and now I take the car save. This one, car save. Okay. Yeah. Here, this is some. We have manufacture and model. Manufacturers and model and sales in thousands and 4-year resale value, vehicle type, and so on. Here, this is a nominal. This is a manufacturers. Number of manufacturers are included in that area. So each and every shop gives some data according to this manufacturing and according to the models and according to the features of the car. Okay, so this is one data set which is get from our program C drive. Now go to the frequency and just I want to get the percentile of manufacturer. Now just the frequency table. Okay. See this is the frequency. Acquire have 4 representation, and Ford have 11, Honda have 5, and BMW have 3, and Volkswagen is 6, and Volvo is again 6. Total is 157 entries. Okay, here come to this manufacturer statistics. Valid point is 157. There is no missing value. Suppose I want to find the percentile of the same set. Okay, now I'm going to analyze descriptive in this one, and I want to find the percentiles. Whenever we talk to percentile, you go with the scale. So now I want to get a price in thousands. Now go to statistics. Quartiles, we know that 25, 50, and 100, that is a quartiles. Next, percentile, I fix the percentile. 1 minute, I want to just know the value, percentile of thousands, price in thousands. 1 minute, I want to just make this the point. Okay. Now I'm going to descriptive statistics, frequency, and not manufacture, and price in thousands. I want to fix and go to statistics, quartile, and percentile. I want to fix my percentile at 79. Just add it. Okay. If you want to find mean, median, mode, you can click mean, median. Or if you want to find a mode, you can click. Just continue. Okay. Yes, come to the point. Percentiles. You fix, you click the quartile also. About 25, 50, 75. Here, this is our percentile, 79. So, 17.89 responses, you have the percentile 25. So, prices in thousands, this amount. So, they are half at 50%, 22.7999 have the price in thousands percentile. Now come to this. This is a frequency. Plus percentage and valid percent and cumulative percent. So our percentile is 17. Suppose we remove this quartile. Charges so low. Okay. Suppose I want to fix my percentile as 85. And now we go with it. Continue. Now we eliminate the quartile. Just we find the percentiles for 79 and 85. So this is the main value for your price in thousands, and median value is 22.79 for this particular variable, and percentile of 79 percentile at 36.032 for this price in thousands variable, and 85 percentiles got 41.25% value for this price in thousands variable. So now this is a frequency table. See this. So likewise, you can find the percentile. Next, suppose we want to find the dialog box. Suppose we want to get two different descriptive statistics, then a cross tab. Suppose I put to analyze descriptive statistics. You can find standard deviation, minimum, maximum, variance, range, mode, and skewness and kurtosis and so on. So using this, we can find the things. Now, using the same data set, we can find we can draw the graph. We can draw the graph before we are going to get analyze and go to this cross tab. Suppose you want to get some column, there is a row and a cross tab in the sense you can combine with one or two variables. Suppose engine size is in my row and manufacturers in my column. Okay. So now we fix engine size is in my row and another thing is manufacturers is in my column. So now I'm going to display mustard no, suppress tables. I don't want to need this. So next, cells is observed and row I want to get a column and I want to get total and round cells count. Okay. Now put the continue. Next. Okay. See this. This is engine size manufacturer is 156 and valid percentage is this one and missing case is 1 and total. So your case processing summary is cases are valid missing and total. Your engine size manufacturer, this one, and this is the very elaborate thing. What are the manufacturers you have and what are the engine size? Say this. This is a total. So likewise, you can using this cross tabs, you can draw this table with two different variables. Just you can compare any two variables. You can correlate any two variables using this cross tab. Next, using the same data set, we can go to draw the graph. Manufacturers. Go to chart. Suppose I want to get a bar chart. I go to bar chart and continue. So this is a frequency table. This is for manufacturing. Now, this is prices in thousands and this is for manufacturing. And using this color, normally manufacturers as well as the price in documents, you should represent this in bar chart. Just I want to show. Go to bar chart. See this. Manufacturers. each and every manufacturers, how many frequencies we have. Suppose you want to change the color, just you click double time on this graph. That time we have this chart editor open. You can change the graph. Suppose we want to make a path, make it, or if you want to minimize your chart size, you can minimize it. You can draw any line. Suppose you want to like dotted line, let me go to this dotted line. Suppose you want to change the color, you can change the color. Suppose you want to fix any order or you want element, you can eliminate this. And this is the variable. Suppose now I want to fill and border. So likewise, you can edit your chart in whatever you want. So now you can minimize the chat size and categories. You can chart by your label or statistical variable or customs. And variable is manufacturer. So now see this. So this graph with a different color. So likewise, you can edit this graph. Likewise, you can edit your chart whatever you want. Suppose you want a 3D means you go to 3D. So likewise, you can change your graph appearance. Suppose you want to change your any chart, just we go to this option, use this option also. You can draw any type of graphs. Suppose I want to fix and the manufacturers in y-axis and model and 4 years result values. Now you can change anything. Now I go to this OK. See this. So using this chat filter, you can using this one. You can select your own template. You can select it. Whatever you want, you can select and give an option. So when I go to this chart window, suppose we want to get a mean or median with this, and suppose the bar style. So whatever you want, you can get. So now we have 3D, therefore we are using another one label. So likewise, you can draw any type of graphs. Now I'm going to put another image band and frequency. Now we go and draw some graph. Suppose you want to find the descriptive means, you can do it. See this histogram for if you want to any sample data, just go to your C folder and program file and IDM and go to SPSS. Again, go to one folder that's 20 or 24 or 23. Again, go to English. Again, you have the so many sample data are available there. Otherwise, you can find the sample data from your statistical management book. Using this, these are all the menus. You can get toolbars and so many things. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Do you have any questions? This is another data set. This is for one feedback. That feedback contains 10 questions. Here we fix that is question number 1, or that question depends on institution. And the next one for teaching. Next for infrastructure. And fourth one, it may be learning outcome. And it may be the resources and so on. So here we use all the things for ordinal variables, because each and every number gives certain some weightage to the variable. These are all the ordinal variables, not a scale or not a cardinal variables. Now I don't want to use any decimals, so just I write the decimals. Zero. And another thing is 0. Because here I don't want to use any decimals. Just I want to write 1, 2, or 3, or 4. Here also with this not 8, just 2 or 3. Because we use only 1 using this. So now I'm going to draw a graph for the questions. Q1. So 7 members answered the question for agree, and 6 members for strongly agree. So the total is 13. This is the graphical representation for your responses. So up to 7 members agree the question, agree that a particular thought, and 6 members are strongly agreed the same thought. Suppose I want to refill, I want to change the color, you can change it with the chart editor. Suppose I want to mix compare question 1 and 2, how many members are answer the question 1 and how many members are answer 2, you can go to the cross tab and so on. That is the descriptive statistics you can done in the SPSS. Do you have any doubt? Ask me. Missing numbers in the sense, suppose you not enter the value, means that cell is number of that cell is counted by as a missing. Valid means 13 members are responding. Now I see this. Now I show this. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 13 members are answered. 13 responses you received. Suppose one is missing, means that one is not here. Suppose I delete this Q2 for the first student, okay? I delete it. And Q3 is also out. I go to the analysis and descriptive statistics. So I can say now Q1, Q2, Q3, Q2 and Q3. Okay. Now go to the statistics and find the mean, median. Go to continue. Okay. Now see that statistics is for teaching, we miss one value. For infrastructure, we miss one value. But the total responses is 13. Therefore, 12 responses are valid. And again, 12 responses are valid. Here, missing 1 means we are not aware to enter that particular cell. Already I said, please don't leave any cells because SPSS take this as one character. So there's just a missing value is 1. So now our survey is not perfect one, it's not a perfect one because we have a missing 1. Even missing 1 is also spoil our interpretation. So please don't leave more missing values because that missing values affect our result. Any doubt? You can you can't edit this data, but you can copy it and paste it in the Word document and whatever you desire. Sometimes we just enter into this data set like this. What is Q1, Q2, Q10? But what is Q1, what is Q2, what is Q3? You should submit your result with these Q1, Q2, Q3. So suppose you have this output in this sense, just we take now I go to just we copy and take on Word document. Otherwise, you can download as it is. Otherwise, you can download. Save as what you want. Otherwise, you can download. Just we write the question and one fix the graph. If you want to show your result like this, you can go. Next, anybody have question? Sir?